Hello and welcome to the Caim Circle Podcast. This is Jessa Francis. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I am back sitting solo in the chair and wanting to talk today about authenticity and showing up in life as your truest self. And I think that this is something that a lot of people out there talk about. And, I think that it can be a little confusing. And confusing because we feel oftentimes so stuck and disconnected, and we can know or remember a time when we can reconnect with our child self and think, yes, I used to be so vibrant and confident, and I was silly and I smiled all the time, and these are the things that I really loved to do, and etc., etc. But then as we get older, we feel pressure, right? We feel like this need to conform, to please everyone else, and then we're driven by guilt and shame because we don't feel like we're enough, or we feel like we're too much, or there's just all of these different things that make us feel further and further away from that true self. And then there's other times where you just don't even know who that person is. It's so hard to feel truly for sure who we really are and what it is we want. It's been so long. And maybe, you were asked as a child what it is that you want to be when you grow up, and you didn't know. Of course you didn't know. You had no life experience yet. Or maybe you did. Maybe you already knew, like, I want to be a writer. I wanted to be a basketball star, or for me, I wanted to be a photojournalist and work for National Geographic and travel the world and write the stories of all the people from all around the world. Like, maybe you had that, or maybe you didn't, and you're still trying to figure it out, what it is that you wanted to know, or what it is you wanted to be. And so that is kind of what I wanted to talk about today. And so if this topic interests you, please stick around. I will forewarn you, there will probably be a little rambling. I am here today speaking from the heart, from the soul, and feeling inspired because depending on the day you're listening to this, this recording is happening on December 2nd, and this will be published tomorrow, December 3rd, 2024. And last night, December 1st, I held a new moon ceremony. And I love my new moon ceremonies. I love my full moon ceremonies. They're just so much fun, and they're such a great way to connect with others and to drum up the feeling of being connected and aligned with others, and we're all like just sending each other all this beautiful energy and sending prayers and love for one another around being able to actualize, our dreams, our goals, our intentions. And that's what, a new moon ceremony is. It's about sitting down with your intentions. And this is what I'm calling in this month. How do I do that though? Right? And how do I get the universe, source, this higher power that I am praying to support me? Well, you do that by aligning with your truest self. But, once again, we can feel like that's so hard to do. We can feel like it's so hard to know who that truest self is and get in alignment with them. And then how do we maintain that energy? So I'm feeling inspired because we went over this last night with the new moon, and I woke up this morning and I'm trying to follow through, right? I set the intention. What were my intentions this month? For me, it was to cultivate more confidence and to feel more empowered as myself and on my dharmic path. What is it that I am doing here in this life? What is it that I am calling in? Well, I'm calling in more listeners, right? I'm calling in more people into the Caim Circle membership. I'm calling in more people who want to align and be guided with the love that I have to share, right? And what is it that I have to share? Self-awareness, the ability to do self-discovery, self-inquiry, self-study, so that you can know who you are, know your truth, and move in alignment with them, with clarity, with focus, with like actual goals and the plan to meet those goals. And so I can't do that for others, right? If I can't do that for myself, right? So here I am today showing up in alignment with my truth, showing up to share what it is I know and know well. And I know well because I've done the work myself, and I've continually working on it as I teach it, right? And I'm constantly dipping into other wells, other resources, books and podcasts and trainings and all of those things, just sucking from all of these different resources, drinking from all these different wells to make sure that I remain inspired to be inspirational. And that is what I am here to do and to share. And it's a beautiful process for me. And just allowing myself the opportunity to kind of practice here and to share with you what I know in my heart and what I have learned so far when it comes to, if you are having a hard time getting in alignment with your truth and knowing what your truth is and knowing what it is you truly want, this is the episode that I want you to listen to. So, first, I just want to say once again, welcome. Welcome into Sanctuary. The Caim Circle is a sanctuary. It is a place for you to feel calm, soothed. I want you to breathe. I want you to drop your shoulders down and away. I want you to relax your jaw. I want you to let go of some of that stress, as much of it as you can. I want you to remind yourself that you are safe. You are safe. You are here. You are seen. You are heard. You are loved. And you are not alone. This place is a sanctuary. That is what I am here to do, is to provide that. And to provide that with a little education, a little guidance, shining a light. And I'm doing that because I have had so many lights that I have followed, so many North Stars. And I'm so, so grateful. So thank you for being here. And let's dive in. So if you are looking to know, okay, who am I? What do I want? What is my truest self? There are a few things that I want you to do. to recognize this, to see this for yourself. So we're living in a time right now where we're constantly being influenced by not just the people around us and, our physical world, our families, our friends, our coworkers, who we're spending time with physically. But then we're also being influenced heavily by different things people that we're not spending time with physically. We're just seeing them on our phones, in magazines, in movies, on TV, on the radio. All of these external influences, and they're everywhere all the time. We're being bombarded by external influence. Right? And there's little things that we're picking up that we actually align with and we like, right? Ooh, I really like this girl's dress, or I really like the way that guy holds himself. I really enjoy, what this person talks about. They really resonate with me. I like this music. I like this form of dance. That guy's life seems so adventurous. That seems so much fun. I would love to have an adventurous life like that, right? There's all of these different things happening everywhere, all the time. And they are sparking within us this, I like this, I don't like this. I like this, I don't like this, right? And it can get overwhelming. Not can get overwhelming. It is overwhelming, right? It is overwhelming. And our decision making is being pushed to the absolute max. I have to decide constantly what, if I'm on social media, deciding to spend time on this reel and not that reel, on this ad and not that ad. And what am I going to align with? Your alignment is constantly being put to question. What am I going to align with? And so to be able to kind of cut out that noise, we have to cultivate the ability to meditate. And I know, oh my gosh, I know there's so many of you that are just like, oh, meditation. But let me tell you, it will change your life. And there's a few different things, and it's not just meditation, right? This is mind, body, spirit. And then there's a little, from what I have found and what I know works, mind, logic, acknowledgement, awareness. And one of the best ways to do that, what you write about, you learn about. Put pen to paper, and don't just write it out. Write it out and then read it. So what you actually will, for example, we're getting in alignment with our truest self. Let's just make sure, I'm telling myself this, let's make sure that we stick to the topic here, right? And if anybody else is ADD or ADHD, you'll get me, right? I just kind of will end up squirreling out. But we're going to stick with the topic, truest self, right? And we're trying to get down to the truest self. So if I'm doing the mind, right? The mind, and I put pen to paper, what are the questions that I need to ask myself that are at least going to help me get started on the right path? Because there's a lot of different ways and a lot of writing that can be done. Lots and lots and lots, right? Your story is your roadmap. Your personal experiences have shaped the way you think and feel about yourself and about the world. And so your story, your experiences are going to explain everything that you need to know. So I want you, right, and I'll put some of these in the show notes, but I want you to write down a couple different questions throughout all the memories of your life, and I want you to break it down. A 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, kind of five-year increments. Let's start with that. In 5-year increments, I want you to think back on your life, and I want you to imagine all the different times that you ever felt safe, joyful, and confident. When and where did you feel safe, joyful, and confident? Okay, the lower 3 chakras, if I got any yogis here. The energy centers that keep us feeling safe, stable, grounded is the root. And then our sacral is our creative energy, our flow, right? Where do you feel really capable and in flow and really creative? And then where do you feel like you're just, this, and it's just innate in you. You have this sense of confidence, right? This really bold, strong sense of confidence, right? Where in your life have you experienced activation of those 3 energy centers, where has that energy been loud and proud? And so I'll give you some examples for myself, right? For me, Taekwondo. I grew up in martial arts. I immediately felt just good about teaching, and and specifically teaching with my body. Being able to show people like what it meant to throw a punch, to throw a kick, to hold a stance, to key up, to yell out, and then to embody this practice, right, physically. So I was teaching Taekwondo classes when I was a young kid. I had by the time I was 14, I had a 2nd degree black belt in Taekwondo. So when I was young, I was helping my parents, who were the lead, right? The teachers, the instructors of our local Taekwondo studio. And I was in there helping. And I felt confident, I felt creative, I felt like in flow, and I also felt safe, right? I had this natural ability to help people on that physical, mental, emotional level, and all the different ways when it comes to that art, the art of martial arts. I was a good teacher, just naturally. And I knew my body, and I was really connected to my body. So I have these memories, right? I have these memories of my time there, of how good it made me feel, of what I was doing, of why it made me feel good, right? I have all of those things. And that's what you need to ask yourself about your memories, right? That's just one example. I have many, but that's just one big one, right? I have these experiences from growing up as a kid where I felt safe, confident, in creative flow, joyful, right? By doing this. And then why? Why did I feel that way, right? I felt purposeful. It made me feel good, because not only was I doing something that was like just innately joyful in my own body, but I was actually had meaning and purpose. I was helping, I was serving, I was supporting, right? And so not only do I have these solid memories and this solid place to go to cultivate this beautiful energy and remember that, but I know what it was about those skills and talents that I had and that I was cultivating and using, and I know why they were good for me, right? I know how and why they have supported me long term. And here I am now, right? And what do I teach? I'm teaching yoga. I'm teaching physical fitness. I'm teaching people to be able to write. And that was another thing, right? I was also, I was writing. I was always writing as a young kid. And I got really into poetry and to storytelling and things like that. And now I was able to take what I knew about myself as a child, as a young adult, and see when and where and how these different experiences from my youth made me feel really, really good and purposeful and brought me meaning. And they were in alignment with the core parts of myself. I was able to be silly and have fun. I was able to be in my body. I was active. I was creative. I felt bold. It was an innate intelligence that I had within me. So where is that for you? Right? Try to go back and like I said, if you need to break it down into 5-year increments, if you need, just give yourself time to flesh out those different experiences in your life and why they made you feel good. And then think about your daily life now. Are you doing any of that? Where and how could you bring that back into your life? Right? Because now I realized, through all the noise and the could and the should and everybody else saying this is what you should do, this is what you could do to be successful, right? I had to cut out the noise. Okay, well, I love nature. I love moving my body and being physical. I love being active. I love being creative. I love art. I love writing. I love yada, yada, yada. And there was like all these different things. These are the things I love, but how do I turn that into something that makes sense? Well, now what does it equate to? It equates to memoir writing and yoga. It equates to me helping you with self-awareness, with self-discovery, with and through your body, through connecting to helping you connect to yourself, mind, body, and soul. I've been able to get to this point because I was able to see from the past who I was and why I was the original. I truly believe that the spark that was born, that was put into that infant baby, that was me, that was born into this life, she came with the desire to be active, to be silly, to be creative, to be cuddly and playful. That is just innately who I am. So of course I'm feeling confident if I'm able to be creative and silly. And what did I really love? I love to write. I love stories. Those are the things I just naturally loved. And so now I'm moving with my true self because I did the work of excavating that from my past. And, that's just one thing that this has done for me, right? That's just me getting to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my truth, right? There's my true self. Okay. I mean, if you've listened to any of my other podcasts or talked to me at all, you'll also know that memoir writing and yoga and all of that has many, many superpowers. It's not just you finding alignment with your truth. It's also uncovering your limiting beliefs, uncovering all of the programming, helping you to do inner child work, reparent, right? Do the shadow work, right? And if you haven't listened to the shadow work episode, I definitely recommend that you go do that, and listen to the very first episode. Just go binge all the Caim Circle podcast if this is your first episode, because there's a lot of good stuff. But I have been able to find a purpose-driven life. because I found my truest self, right? And so, wrapping back around to this new moon ceremony, right? We have this new moon ceremony, we're setting an intention, and we're at the end of December 2024. Tonight is my Vision 2025 workshop in the Caim Circle membership, where we're all going to sit down and we're going to think big about 2025, which this isn't just setting an intention for a moon cycle. This is setting our intentions for the whole new year. What is that one big thing I'm calling in? What are the big dreams that I have in my relationships and my career and my personal physical health goals? All of those things, right? And thinking big. And if we want the universe to work for and with us, and we want to co-create this with our idea of God, source, higher power, whatever you call it. And if you're pulling, and if you're trying to move in alignment with that, and trust me, it works. It works. When you get alignment with your truth, things will just start clicking and working for you. So much easier than they ever have before. But when you get in alignment with your truth, and then you set your goals and you set your intentions based on that truth, that's when things start moving and you're able to truly begin manifesting. And there's all kinds of tricks up my sleeve for that. So we want, right now, our goal is truest self. How do you get to your truest self? So you start with breaking down the past, right? You get curious. You do self-discovery. You ask yourself these questions, self-inquiry. And then you get aware of what you're doing now in this present moment and what is out of alignment. How different is your energy on a daily basis now compared to what you would like it to be? And what could you do to change that energy? And that's when I would go back to meditation. Because in that meditative state, you can bring that energy, cultivate that energy, and bring it back through pranayama, through breath work, through yoga practices, and different things like that. We begin to move our own energy, cultivate it, move it, process it, let it shine, let it radiate. We sit with it, we practice it. We practice embodying that energy. But first, we got to know what that energy is that we really, really want and why. You got to have the why. The why is very important because the why is what's going to bring you back to it. The why is going to be the thing that helps you follow through. The why is the thing that is like, okay, I have an intention and I know I'm going to follow through with this because of this. I have my why. And it's powerful because it is me at the core, right? And then we practice, and then we bring ourselves back over and over and over again. And that's what I offer in the Caim Circle. Is a space to bring you back to you, to help you know and understand you and bring you back there over and over and over again. So I've been on here 30 minutes. And I think that is the thing that I wanted to share with you today. Is I hope that this helps you get really clear or clearer. I hope that those journaling prompts support you. And I will, like I said, I will put them in the show notes, and I will give a little extra in the show notes. And then I'm also going to go ahead and plug for the month of December. The Caim Circle membership is going to be over half off. So what does that mean? That means for $11 a week, just $11 a week, $44 a month, you are going to get weekly guidance, daily, really, within the Caim Circle, because there are recorded meditations, breath work, yoga classes, workouts. All of those things are in the Caim Circle, plus monthly workshops that are all about diving in deeper into cultivating self-actualization, self-awareness, self-mastery, right? And you being able to get and stay and remain clear within a community of like-minded people with a guide that is showing up consistently with love and purpose. That is me. And I'm doing it with my whole heart and with a big, big, beautiful foundational why that is not relenting at all. And so not only do you get the workshops, there's also new moon and full moon ceremonies, there's Kundalini, there's, like I said, the yoga, there's all kinds of different opportunities. And so you're getting all of that for $11 a week. I mean, you spend more on that than your coffee probably. So think about what it is that you're calling in for 2025. And if you're looking to level up, to do some embodiment, to take on your life in a new way, I highly recommend you take advantage, because starting January 1st, it'll be back at $99 a month. So this is your chance to get it at a big discount. Big discount. Over 50% off. And then I have my memoir writing program. So the memoir writing program is for those who want to go all out and they want the one-on-one mentorship by me. And you not only do you get the Caim Circle, you're going to have the Caim Circle membership, but you're also getting me supporting you in your memoir writing process, right? So we're going to dive deep and into the story that you know you need to tell. And this can be something that maybe it's just for you, right? This doesn't have to be something to share, or maybe you're ready to share this and you know that it's going to support others, and you want to leave a legacy for the, all that come, your children and your family members. And there's something very, very powerful about sharing your human experience and your story. And you know that it's going to support those, because epigenetics is real. Your story has been impacted by the stories of your ancestors. And if you had their stories, or I'm so grateful that I was able to sit with my grandmother and know so much of her stories, and therefore know her mother's and her mother's stories. I have a long, beautiful storytelling past that has come, and I'm able to have those stories. But that's being lost. So many of us are losing our lineage, our legacies, our ancestry, because of the stories are lost. So if you are wanting to preserve your story, if you're wanting to share your story, or if you're just wanting to get to the truth and you want to process the traumas of your past, and you don't want them to hold you back anymore. You're done. You're tired of the patterns, the self-sabotage, the unconscious, just repeat patterns that we all have, right? The habits that are just constantly holding us back, and you're ready to make a change. Let's write your story, and I promise you it'll change your life. It changed mine, and it's changing others all the time. So that is also on sale. And it will not be on sale for very long. So with that, I'm offering a sliding scale. So it is $2,222. And if you come and you work with me before the end of the month, I will offer you a sliding scale based on your income. So you will be able to talk to me about that. And it is also something that you could gift. So if you know somebody else in your family that you would love your grandmother to write her story, send them my way as well, because I feel so much joy in being able to capture the stories of our elders and to make sure that they're preserved. Preserving our family's history is so important. So that's my pitch. I will see you next week. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so much love. Once again, take a big, deep inhale in and sigh it out. I'm sending you so much love. Breathe. Be present. Go spend some time with nature. Be with your own heart. Know that the love is there and that it is limitless. I'm sending you love. Have a beautiful day.